Good afternoon. This is Chris Robinson, Robinson Ag Marketing, with today's post-close grain and livestock comments for Monday, August 25th, 2025. Well, we did manage to settle higher on the day after hitting a 1 month high in corn. Corn was able to bounce up to a high of 394. I'm looking at spot corn. The next big resistance for spot corn is 396 and a quarter. There's actually old resistance levels all the way up till we fill the gap from July 4th. The July 4th weekend gap gets filled at four, uh, let's say 417 in SEP. Yeah, I'd say that 417 and a quarter is what I'd be looking at as a really good upside target for corn. And let's face it, I mean, corn's been trending lower all year. This feels just like another rally to sell. So if I'm long corn and I'm looking to make cash sales, I like selling into 20-cent rallies. Call me crazy. We did hit a high today of 416 and a half in December corn, also a 1 month high. We took out the August 1st high by a half cent, but then fell back. That's still good enough for a 1 month high. It looks like we're going to have a 1 month high settlement as well. So the level to watch there, again, we've talked about this all the time. If you get the letter, you'll get it every day. But we fill that gap at 432 and three quarters. That is the work that's cut out for the bulls. November beans, after a good 80-cent rally, no follow through buying here today. We do know one thing: the funds are short corn and wheat. They're flat soybeans. So the 80-cent rally, a big chunk of it was those guys covering losers. Now they're flat. Now we'll have to wait and see is will they flip gears and start getting long beans. I know everybody out there loves to hate the managed funds. They love to hate speculators, but right now, if you're long soybeans, you really want them to open up their checkbooks and try and push soybeans higher. Soybeans are going to probably stall at the 1074 level again. Why is that important? Well, we failed there 3 or 4 times going all the way back to August of 2024. So there's a wall up there. We're closing in on it. Hopefully we get through it. Hopefully we get $11 sometime in the next 3 or 4 months. But hoping and having it come to reality are two different things. So number one, if you're a producer, you want to use this rally to catch up on cash sales or set new hedges, because nobody wants to be sitting with 970 corn or 980 corn when they could have done something here at 1050. Moving on to the wheat, Chicago wheat up 2.5 cents, 529 three quarters. Kansas City wheat was not able to make a high on the day. It finished a quarter-cent lower at 520 three quarters. December Minneapolis wheat managed a small gain on the day, 2.5 cents, 592 and three quarters. Again, wheat is really struggling. We did get some really good export news today, not surprising. 5-year lows. If you use wheat, if you're a big wheat user, I don't know why you wouldn't be opening your checkbook up here at 5-year lows. So you've seen some good exports there, but obviously we need a lot more of that. Switching over to the cattle. Well, there were some rumors that the screwworm down in South America actually affecting human being. We'll see. We've been dealing with this for feels like a couple months now, at least 6 solid weeks. It's the reason the borders closed, and the market had a pretty horrendous opening. We gapped open lower, finished almost unchanged on the day. We did finish lower, but I call it a victory. If you look at October fats, down a buck. After trading down as low as 233 half, we settled at 236.80, almost 237. October feeder cattle finished down a buck 75. Again, well off its lows though at 353.25. SEP, which is what everybody's been watching, could not take out 363. Traded as low as 354. Finished the day almost at 362. So a really good recovery there. We did finish in the red, but all in all, considering the kind of slightly negative cattle on feed and the fact that we did just have a nasty, nasty opening, it's a good recovery. And we've seen this time and time again in the last 10 months, the last really 4 years. When a market gets bad news and shrugs it off, it's telling you that there's underlying strength there. And obviously, people stepped in today and bought that dip. So the funds are not yet running on their big long bet in the protein complex. And the beneficiary of the move in cattle recovering, you've got April hogs, well above 90 cents, settled at 90.50, actually 90.475, but a new contract high. 90 is now going to be the floor that everybody's going to be wondering if we can hold. That was a key psychological and technical level. So we're moving north there, which is if you're a producer, again, it's a gift. We've bounced 20% since the April tariff low. Remember, we had that nasty break. So a good recovery and a good opportunity for producers. So if you're looking for a specific help, give me a call. There's lots of opportunities here to hedge, make sales, and also re-own sales if you do make them. Got a lot of people that are looking to try to make soybean sales, but they're worried if they do that, a month from now we're going to be north of $11 and they're going to be kicking themselves. So you have two choices. You can reward the rally with a sale, or you can reward it with a put. A put is a substitute sale. Both of them require you to make a decision, which is something that we as human beings don't like to do. But my job is to point out your choices and help you make a better decision. This is Chris Robinson, 312 638 8868. Have a great rest of the day and call me if you need me.